All right. Hi, welcome everybody. Welcome to our COVID recovery class where we are practicing today addressing fatigue, anxiety, and various sensory dysfunctions. So to get started today, you're welcome to start seated. If you want, you can be seated on the floor, seated in a chair, or go ahead and lie down on your back and have your knees bent so that we can start with just a little bit of body awareness and mindful breathing today. From wherever you are, let's start with just a little bit of awareness in the body by taking the hands onto the belly. And as you take your hands onto the belly, touch just the tips of the middle fingers together over the belly. And you're welcome to have the thumbs up with this too. So as we touch the tips of the fingers together over the belly, we're going to use this as a reference point to feel for the breath in the body. As we inhale, let's feel that the belly button pushes into the hands. And as we inhale and the belly inflates, we'll feel just a little bit of separation of the fingertips. So if the hands stay touching the whole time during the breath, we know that the abdominal muscles maybe need a little more encouragement to activate. As we inhale, we want to feel the hands slightly separating. That's a sign that the abdomen is expanding with the movement of the lungs and the diaphragm muscle. And as we exhale, the fingers come in and they come back together to touching on the belly. So let's practice accessing those muscles in the abdomen, essential to a healthy diaphragmatic breath. Inhaling, fingertips separate. And then exhale, fingertips touch again. Let's try this a few more times. Inhale down into the belly. And then exhale, soften. Inhale through the nose or the mouth. Exhale from the throat. And let's try a ha breath. We're going to make an audible exhale with this. Taking in a big breath through the nose or the mouth. And now exhaling from the throat with the ha. Ha. Good. A couple more like that. Big breath in. Ha breath. Ha. Couple more. Ha. One more, at least one more ha breath. And really feeling that there is just a little bit of effort to get that breath up and out from the body. From here, relax the hands down beside you, open the palms. Let's let the head rock left and right, whether we're seated or lying on the floor. We're just going to turn the head left and right. Soften through the eyes, just wringing out the neck, maybe even wringing out some of the lymph nodes in the neck and the throat area to possibly boost our immune system a little bit here today. Come to center with the head and the neck. From here, let's reach the arms up and overhead. Big breath in, stretch out from your armpits. Reach a little more with your right fingertips. And then reach just a little more with the left. And maybe just begin to feel with a few more small reaches. Feel that the ribs are spreading out and that maybe even you feel that there's a space that opens between your hip and your bottom rib. So just a little bit of a reach. And maybe today, maybe we practice with what we might feel is only 30% effort. So considering what your maximum effort would be going into a physical practice, practice with less than half your effort today, only 30% effort. This way, any energy that gets unblocked or any energy that comes in to rebuild us, we can shift that energy over into repairing organs, repairing neurological function. We don't want that energy to go out as physical effort. Let's reach just a little more from each side. When you're ready, take the arms down beside you. If you're seated, I'll recommend that you come all the way down onto the floor with the knees bent out in front of the body. Whether we're seated or lying down, let's place the hands down beside us in a comfortable position. If this creates any discomfort in your wrist, come down onto the elbows. And again, you could be lying flat on your back or come up onto your elbows and hands. Let's go ahead and move this into a gentle sway with the knees. And again, think about where the maximum effort is and how can we just sort of be a little more conservative with our energy today. Matching our breath to the movement, we inhale through center, exhale, gentle twist, maybe just a third or halfway through that twist. Inhale through center, gentle twist, just gently waking up the low back. From wherever you are, let the knees go all the way over onto one side. And let's take our time to come over and lie down on one side just for a moment. If you have a pillow or a blanket, you could even use a yoga block to keep the head in a more neutral alignment with the spine. Let's bend the knees in towards the body. That takes some tension out of the low back. Let's take our top arm, and as we inhale, we'll reach it up overhead and then reach it over your top ear. As you inhale, breathe into that space under your armpit on that top arm. We'll just feel for the breath, filling the lungs under the armpit and around the ribs. When you're ready, slowly bring that hand down. Let's take the hand over that top leg and lift that top leg up, keeping the knee bent. We may even want to point our toe. Let's start with some fairly big circles. So go ahead and start big on this one. And again, it's a big range of motion, but minimal effort. Now, let's begin to slowly make that just a little bit smaller and tiny, tiny, tiny. Eventually making the movement so small that maybe it's not visible to the eye, but we have just that tinge of awareness in the hip joint that there's still a circle. When you're ready, take the circle in the opposite direction, the largest range of motion that the body will want to put into it, then start to make that smaller. So you're going to spiral that energy in. Take it in. Eventually, the movement is so small that it may not be visible to our eyes, but we feel still that there's energy circulating in the hip. If you start to notice any tension or tightness, this is quite common. Again, only working with about 30% effort. Let's slowly lower that leg. From here, using your top arm, place it down in front of you. Let's slowly either roll to your back and go to the other side, or slowly sit up, swing the legs around, and let's lie down on the other side for those knee circles and that lateral flexion. Let's start with the knees bent in close to the body, taking the top arm up and then reaching it overhead. Big stretch from the armpit away from the hip. Maybe even take your bottom hand and put it underneath that armpit. And as you inhale, try to push the ribs up into the palm of the hand. Saturating this part of the lung around the armpit with the breath. When you're ready, slowly release that top arm onto your top leg. Let's slowly bend and lift that top knee. Easy on the foot and the ankle, cupping our hand over the knee. Let's make some big circles. Just let the body choose any direction for the big circle. Begin to circle in, small with that movement. Even smaller. And at some point, the movement is so small, it's not visible. And at this point, we want to feel for the energy that is circling in the hips. Let's come to a still point, reverse that circle big. Start to make the circle smaller. And again, the movement becomes so small that it's not necessarily expressed physically, but the movement is felt more energetically deep in the hip. When you're ready, slowly lower that top leg. From here, let's take our top arm and let's make our way up about halfway. At this halfway point, just check around if you have any props or blankets, maybe move everything off to the side. Let's come around into seated. From here, let's take our peace fingers and we're going to press them onto the soft spot just behind the ears. And just pressing with enough pressure as if you were going to maybe to apply some sort of a light cream, or you're going to just sort of gently spread some sort of a lotion right here, but you don't want to push in too hard. So we're going to take those peace fingers. We're going to press in just a little bit as if you're applying some sort of a product, or maybe even just feeling for a pulse. And go ahead and pull down about 1 inch towards your throat. Hold it there. And now let that go. Let's bring it up. Again, find that soft spot. Press in, pull down about 1 inch. Hold it. And now let it go. Let's try that a couple more times. Find that soft spot. Pull down, hold, 3, 2, 1. Let it go. Last time, find that soft spot. Pull down, 3, 2, 1. And now let that go. Good. Let's open and close the hands a few times. Bring the wrist and the fingertips to about shoulder height. And we just want to open and close a few times with the hands. Let's lower the right hand down to the floor beside us. Inhale that left arm straight up to the sky and maybe lean over just a little bit. Inhale through center. Exhale, lower the left hand down. Let's inhale the right arm up, big breath in. Lean it over. Easy does it. Inhale to center. And exhale down. From here, let's take both hands onto the tops of the knees and thighs. As you inhale, come forward with the belly, lift and open the ribs, open the throat, big breath in. And then exhale, pull the belly back and round the whole spine. Inhaling forward, easy does it. Only about 1/3 of our effort in this. Exhale back. More like this. Inhale, lengthen and open. Exhale back, belly in. Last one. Exhale back. Let's come to center. From here, let's take all of our shoulder and rib cage and lean to the left a little bit. As you inhale, pull up through the ribs and the heart, just like cow pose. Sort of float over the floor with the belly open as you inhale, bring it around to the other side. And as you exhale, round the spine, drop the chin, and we'll come around to the left. Inhale, come forward, lead with the heart and the belly, circling around. And then exhale, round the spine and circle back. Inhaling forward, one more time, allowing the body to express it any way. Eventually, let's make it so that it's with half our effort. So wherever we've been, let's try just doing that with half our effort. Inhaling around, exhaling back. One more with half the effort. And now half of that. So the movement becomes more about moving very, very tiny through the spine. Inhaling forward, lift the ribs. Exhale back, pull the ribs in. Let's do one more like that. Now bring it to center and maybe keep the body still, but find the muscles in the core and the trunk of your body. Find the muscles and try to push the muscles to the left. Pull the muscles forward. Drag the muscles to the right. And now pull those muscles in strong. So you're still making that same sort of circular or orbiting, contracting energy in the body. But now it's just mostly about sensing the movement. You may still be able to see it a little bit. More importantly, though, is to feel the energy moving. Let's do one more, just sort of using that circular energy to kind of scrub out the abdomen and belly. All right, let's sit nice and tall. Take a moment, find the breath. Maybe just bring the hands up beside you with the palms up. Inhale, float the palms a little bit. Exhale, bring them down. Relax the jaw, the throat. Inhale, little float of the palms. If you want, make a fist. Exhale, bring them down. Elbows hug in tight. Inhale, little float. Squeeze the palms, elbows tight. One more. And squeeze. Let's lower the hands down onto the knees. Lower the chin. Relax the eyes. Let's take 3 to 5 mindful breaths here. Finding the breath as low as possible in the body and feeling that movement in the belly that we started with in class today. At any time, if we want our hands to return to the belly to feel the fingers moving with the breath, we can. At least one more mindful breath here. When you're ready, let your body shift a little to the right. Let's open the stomach and just sort of float with the heart leading over the front of your mat. Stop on the left-hand side, round the spine, and round back. Inhaling, opening on the right, floating the heart over the front of the body. And then exhale, contracting, drawing the chest and the ribs in tight. Let's try maybe 1 or 2 more, allowing the body to express this movement with any natural range of motion. Now, wherever the body is going naturally with this, let's do half that range of motion, half that effort. So coming around, inhale. We might move just a little bit slower. Less range of motion means more time. There's just so much more time for us to be able to take advantage of and practice more awareness. Embrace this smaller movement and embrace the act of slowing down, taking things easy with the body. Now maybe half of that. So the movement becomes almost, just very like worm-like, where you're kind of moving the trunk of your body in this very small but slinky way. Let's make the movement even smaller. So as we come to center, we begin to methodically contract the muscles from the sides of the abdomen to the center, to the other side. The movement is reminiscent of hula hooping. So maybe try to find that feeling, that oscillating energy, that orbiting energy, like a hula hoop type energy, but find it on the inside of the body. So you feel the energy pull out to your right waistline and then feel it pull forward to the belly button. Feel it pull out to the left waistline and then feel it pull back all the way to the spine. Let's circle this around maybe 2 more times. When you're ready, bring it to center. Let's sit tall. Find the breath, option to stay here and breathe, or maybe lift the hands for a moment. Elbows are in close to the body. As we inhale, we simply float the hands up, gentle press. And then exhale, relax the arms. Elbows in towards the waistline. Adding in that gentle fist, inhale, float. Exhale, fist, pull in. 2 more. From here, let's relax the shoulders down and back. Inhale, take the left arm up. Twist it over to the right. Pass it in front of the eyes, in front of the face. And let's touch that left hand down onto the right knee. Gentle twist over to the right. Slowly return both hands to center. Let's take the right hand up, big breath in. Passing in front of the face, twisting over to the left. Right hand coming down onto the left knee. Allowing the spine to move in the direction of that twist. Gentle twist over to the left. When you're ready, slowly bring it around through center. Let's take our time bringing the hands back behind us, bending the knees, take them over to one side, and let's come around into all fours position. Let's come down onto the elbows just for today, and let the hips press back into puppy dog pose. We can relax the head and the neck down. Maybe shake the head yes, and turn it left and right. If the body is craving a child's pose, walk those elbows gently back towards the knees. Knees can open up if it's more comfortable. And maybe stack the fist, resting the head down onto the hands. Let's breathe into our low back, middle back, and upper back. Staying for one more easy breath. When you're ready, slowly begin to push into your hands or elbows. Let's walk the hands forward. Having the hands at about shoulder width, let's lift the hips, bring the knees in to hip width. Let's take just our left leg back with the toe tucked under and push back into that stretch. So with my hands, I'm pushing down and forward to get a stretch in the back of my left leg, behind the ankles. Let's take some of the pressure out of the hands. Take that left foot and tap it to the outside of your right side of your mat. So take it over to the right and look over your right shoulder, looking for that right foot. Looking for the left foot on the right side of the mat. There's that coordination challenge right there. From here, let's take the left foot, place it back down in the original position. Extend the right leg out, toe tucked under, pressing back. Let's think about where the left edge of the mat is and cross the right foot behind you towards the left edge of your mat, looking over the left shoulder for the right foot. When you're ready, slowly return that right foot to neutral. From here, let's press back, reset the hips just for a moment. Puppy dog pose or child's pose. Down dog if you feel like your body is craving a downward facing dog today. From here, let's shift forward. And let's take a moment to think about coming up into standing and how the body might want to make its way there. If you know that you're working on really monitoring your energy levels today, I recommend that you move with me and at my pace. So to move with ease, to be sure that our blood pressure is respected, let's step one foot forward and maybe put a hand on top of that leg. If you have a chair nearby, or even a wall or another object to brace the body on, I recommend using that as well. Let's tuck our back toe, lift that back knee, and slowly step it forward. So I'm still in sort of a crouching position. Head is a little higher than the heart is higher than the hips, hands on the thighs or the shins, or maybe even onto a chair to brace the body. Let's let the hips sway a little bit left and right. We're coming up nice and slow so we avoid any dizzy spells with the body. When you're ready, come to a still point, walk the hands up just a little more, pause for a moment, keeping the knees deeply bent. Eventually, slowly coming up to standing, keeping a little bit of a wiggle in the knees. Once we make our way into standing on our mat, let's establish a strong mountain stance. So feeling that we are fully supported by the earth. Not only do we press down firmly into the soles of our feet, but also the earth is rising up to meet us. It's actually shaping itself to our bodies for support. From here, let's add in just a gentle sway with the trunk of the body, allowing the arms to move out and away from the body. Wherever that natural flow is, maybe move with half your effort or less now. So the arms are just barely going to leave from the trunk and sides of the body. Let's make that movement even smaller. And now even smaller. And again, these movements are all created to generate more energy in the body. So as we feel more energized, we're working to contain that sensation rather than doing more physical stuff, because we don't want to burn off our energy fuel with physical effort all the time. Sometimes you need that energy to think clearly, or we need that energy for better digestion, better elimination processes, better breathing. From here, let's turn the palms up. Inhale, bring the arms up just halfway. Inhale. Exhale, gentle twist over to the right. Inhale, arms up about halfway. Gentle twist over to the left. Now, if halfway is feeling challenging, maybe do half of half. So inhale, and then exhale over. Again, all the movements we're doing, for all intents and purposes, are to unblock energy channels so that energy can flow more freely. And we're preserving that energy, not using it for physical movement, but allowing that energy to organize other elements for healing, like healthy neurological function, healthy breathing. Let's do one more to each side, evening this up on left and right for your body. When you feel that it's evened up for you, take a moment, come to center. Let's step the left foot back a very small stride. From here, let's take our hands together. We're going to touch the thumbs and the fingertips, making this triangle with the hands, a triangle pointed down. Take the thumbs just over your belly button with that triangle and push in with your fingertips low on this pelvis region. We're going to push in and then pull up and open across to the sides of your waist. Let's try that 3 more times. So pressing in, thumbs over the belly button. Fingertips are touching. We're going to push in, pull up, and separate the palms out and just a little bit up towards your ribs. Pressing in, pulling in and up, taking it out. Easy does it. One more if this feels okay for your body. From here, let's keep the hands at the hips, lower the chin. Engage the muscles in the lower pelvis, the same ones used to stop urination. So if you're familiar with some yoga practices, we're doing Mula Bandha, which is a pelvic floor lift or lock. As an alternative, you could simply tighten the same muscles that are used to stop urination or to just hold and support the bladder muscles. Let's pull up through the pelvis and lower the chin. Inhale around your heart and bow out the chest. Stay there as you exhale. Let's try that ha breath with it. Inhale through the nose or the mouth, chin down, pelvic floor lifted. Inhale. Exhale with ha. Ha. Pushing the air out. Big inhale. Exhale. Ha. One more, big breath in. From here, let's bend and straighten that front leg a little bit, creating a little bit of a rocking horse type movement in the body. Keeping the back leg straight, feeling as if that back left foot is pinned or anchored to the earth, just moving through that right knee. Inhale as the leg strengthens. Exhale, coming forward. Inhale, lean it back, straight leg. Exhale, come forward. One more, inhale, lift and open. Exhale, forward. Inhale, neutral. And now relax. As we hold it here in this casual warrior one, you have the option to inhale one or both arms overhead, maybe even pressing the palms together over the crown of the head. To possibly improve energy, unblocking energetic channels, you can lace all your fingers together, but keep the index finger pointed out. Almost like a dowsing rod. You're going to keep the fingers out and then bring that over your head. Elbows flaring out. Rest the heels of the hands on the top of the head if that's more comfortable. It's okay to put a little bit pressure on the crown of the head. Option to close the eyes. Notice if the body moves in maybe a little bit of a circular way. There could even be a little sway that the body employs to stay balanced. When you're ready, slowly release the hands. Let's take our time stepping forward. And maybe just roll out the ankles a little bit and wiggle the toes. Let's find our strong expression of mountain, strong support, and yet the rest of the body might be casual. Let's step the right foot back. Easy does it. Hands coming onto the hips for support. Holding it here. You may want to shift a little bit. Exhaling as we come forward. Inhaling as we go back. Just a couple more. Exhale forward. Inhale back. Let's come forward, hold it there. This time, let's take our hands so that the fingers are together, the thumbs are up, and place the hands on the tops of your thighs. From here, we're going to push into that inner crease of the thigh, and we're going to pull out just for a second and hold it, and then release. If you want to come down more into the inner thigh, maybe thumbs on the top of the thigh, you can do that as well. Or you can keep the thumbs up a little higher. Just notice where it feels more comfortable for your hand placement. The main thing is that we're pushing into this inner crease gap area, and we're adding in just a little bit of pressure and then pulling back. This is to help open up various valves that open and shut to move lymphatic fluid through the hips and the lower regions of the body. So just a gentle press in, press, hold it, pull out, 1, 2, 3, and then let it go. Little press in, pull out, 1, 2, 3, let it go. Just a one more, push in, pull out, 1, 2, 3, let it go. Let's bring the hands to the hips. Drop the chin, pull up the muscles in the pelvis. Big inhale through the nose or the mouth. Exhale with a ha. Two more, inhale. Long ha or or short and strong. Big inhale. So it can be a long, drawn out ha, or it can be short and sweet. Big inhale. Let's try 2 more and experiment. Inhale. Long ha. Ha. Slowly squeezing the abdominal muscles in. And now inhale. Short ha, almost like a karate chop. From here, relax the body. Let's relax the hands down, keeping a bend in that left knee. Casual warrior 1. Option to take the arms and up overhead, maybe prayer hands on top or prayer hands to the heart, or add in that hand gesture of Kali Mudra. Lace all your fingers together. Keep the index fingers pointed out. And then the hands can be by the heart, in front of the belly, or they can even be over your head with the heels of the hands resting on the crown of the head. Plenty of time to experiment with the hand position. It is common to feel more grounded with the hands low. So if you're going to experiment with closing your eyes at all, and with eyes open or closed, if you're feeling like a little sway or a little movement from the body trying to recalibrate, start with the hands low. And then as the body begins to get a little recalibrated or reweighted, bring the hands up a little higher, close the eyes. Notice the body recalibrating. Then maybe take the hands up a little higher. Just one more easy breath. When you're ready, slowly relax the hands. Let's look down at our feet, stepping towards the front of the mat. Let's roll out our ankles and wiggle our toes. From wherever you are, let's take our time slowly, eventually coming down to the floor. So if you've been dealing with any kind of dizziness or lightheadedness, that can be a symptom of fatigue. It can be a symptom of anxiety. It can be a symptom of just different types of neurological dysfunctions too, all brought on by stress. So to come down slow, I recommend you put your hands on the hips first and push your hips back behind you. If you have a wall or a chair or some other means of support, bring that into the practice so the body feels that it has some support. Let's walk the hands down the legs and then pause. So we definitely want to stop at that halfway point and find our breath. Maybe even take a deep breath in through the nose. Exhale, relax. Let your belly drag a little bit. Walk the hands down a little more. Relax the head and the neck. Shake off the head and the neck. Relax the shoulders. When it feels right for you, let's take our sweet time. Take one foot back, lowering a knee, and maybe pause there for a moment. Just pause. Find the breath. When you're ready, take the other foot back. And let's come to lying down on our bellies just for a moment. If you want, take your feet out wide and open the toes out to the side a little bit. This is to get just a little bit of rotation of the muscles around some of the lymph nodes in the lower part of the body. Having the arms up, stretching out the side ribs. We can turn our head to the left or the right. Now there is some resistance here to the belly from the floor. So as we try to inhale, maybe experiment with pushing your stomach muscles into the floor. And then exhale, relax. And it's that that weight of the body into the floor that's going to exaggerate the exhale for us. So the inhale might require a little more effort. As you inhale, push the belly into the floor and then relax. Turn your head the other direction. So we're working in a gentle stretch on the jaw and the shoulders. When you're ready, bring the head to neutral. Let's come up onto our elbows just for a moment and maybe drop the chin, the head and the neck. Let the head sway a little bit left and right. When it feels right for you, come to neutral. Let's walk our feet in. And let's take our time to roll over onto one side, to your left or your right. Bend the knees in close. Let's think about feeling the breath on the sides of the spine, on the back of the lungs. Again, if you have a pillow or even a yoga block, you could put that under your head to keep the head more aligned. There's still a little bit of movement in the abdomen. The breath is free to move into your low back, your middle back. Maybe even the breath moving under the armpits again. Staying here for just a couple more easy breaths, resetting the spine. Now, notice in your body, if your body is comfortable here and wants to hold it here, just stay here. Any movement, every movement is optional. So pause and be still whenever you want stillness. If you want, go ahead and roll over to your back. Easy does it. From here with our knees bent, we're practicing just a few rocking movements with the pelvis. So pushing down into the feet, we're peeling the hips away. I still have my low back on the floor. I'm just lifting the hip bones and lifting the tailbone. And now drop the hips and the tailbone. Pull up, pull in, exhale. Inhale, release. Exhale, pull up and in. Gentle abdominal contraction. Inhale, release. Just a couple more. Lift, exhale, pull the stomach muscles in. Relax, inhale. Just one more. From here, let's take our hands down beside us. Add in just a gentle out and in with your right leg only. Just a gentle out and gentle in. Inhaling to open. Exhaling to close. Let's do that on the other side. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. So this sort of a single butterfly movement on the leg where you open and close. This is actually creating a opening and a squeezing movement in the groin area. And this is the movement we're using to maybe open up some of those valves that move lymphatic fluid in the lower body. Let's come to a still point. Draw both knees into the chest. We can hold on with our hands behind the knees or on the sides of the thighs. Let's roll out our ankles. If you notice that your body maybe wants to lift the legs a little more, easy does it. Again, we might feel or have a sense of more energy in the body, and we don't have to necessarily use that energy for physical movement. We may want to store that energy up so that we have clearer thinking, or maybe so we just feel better, so we stay in a better mood. Healthy energy levels can help balance emotions inside of us as well. From here, we're moving into our final meditation and relaxation. So take your time, getting comfortable, finding any pillows, blankets, socks, any means of support at all that you feel might enhance your meditation experience. You could even, if you have some aromatherapy, candles, if there's any light music that you want to put on at home, you could do that as well. For our meditation today, let's again bring it to an awareness of the breath. And we may want to put the hands on the belly again or let them lay down out beside you. Think about the belly rounding itself out as you inhale through your nose or your mouth. And then completely soften on the exhale. Now for the first few exhales, if you feel like you have a shallow breath, the breath might be shallow because we're not getting out all the exhale. So if your breath is shallow, take in a breath. And now exhale with that ha. Pause, inhale, pull the air in. Exhale. Pushing out that breathy ha or that ha sound. Getting out as much of that stagnant air as possible. That way your lungs can inflate. Big inhale. Exhale, ha. When you're ready, come to any still point and allow the body to embrace stillness. Let's feel that as we inhale, the body is soaking up white light. And as we exhale, that white light seeps out from the body, creating this glimmering or auric sheen of silver around the body. Breathing in this radiant white light, having a sense that we soak up white light when we inhale. And then the body gives off this brilliant white, silvery glowing light. As we inhale to absorb that light, we expand. We open to the possibility of spontaneous healing. And as we exhale, the body expresses that white light, a testament to that spontaneous healing. You may want to stay here a little longer today, especially if you're noticing that your body is a little fatigued, or maybe it just feels good to stay where you are right now. Just continue to lie here and let your reservoir of energy, let it build up. From here, we can close together, either hands beside you or hands over the heart. Let's draw in a deep unifying breath. From here, we can close our practice. Namaste. I hope you all have a beautiful day. In the spirit of healing, affirming, we have all the power, all the peace, and all the love to heal ourselves. Have a beautiful day, everyone. Namaste.